and welcome to the Ladybug Laboratory podcast. My name is Lily and I will be your host. This is a brand new podcast that I'm starting. It's mostly going to be about knitting, sewing, general crafting, so I hope you like it. And if you do, you can find me on Ravelry at ladybuglily. You can find me on Instagram at ladybug.lily. And we'll be posting here about every other week. So let's get started. To start with, I thought we'd jump right in with what I've been working on for the past 2 weeks, and I have several projects to show you. The first one is I've been working on my Inara wrap. So that is a pattern that is on Ravelry, it's a Ravelry download. It is a paid pattern. It's by Amba O'Brien, and it's right here. It's absolutely beautiful. I fell in love with it the moment that I first saw it. So it does use 2 gradient sets of yarn, and I am using Lilt Sock gradient set, and that is put out by the Black Trillium Fiber Studios. I have my project right here. I love it. It is so soft and silky. The yarn includes a little bit of silk, I believe, as well as wool. So I'm using the 2 colors Ginger Snap and Olive. And Ginger Snap is this brown gradient. Okay? And as you can see, I'm just starting in the lightest section of the olive gradient, which is the green, but you can see the other colors as they're here in the edges of it. I am so excited for this. It is going to be massive when I am done, and I can't wait. I am going to Cape Cod in June, and I really, really hope that it's done by then, because this would be just the perfect beach shawl. In fact, it might be a little bit too nice to take on the beach. But hopefully I get that done by then, and we'll see. And the second project that I have on my needles, I'm also hoping to get done by the time that I go to Cape Cod, and that is my Tuscarora top. Now, this one is a mesh linen top. Here you go. It looks like this. And it's got, it fits a little bit like this. It has these mesh sections halfway down it. This one is also a paid for pattern. I don't remember off the top of my head what pattern company it's put out by, but it is put out by a pattern company. I am using Fibra Natura flax yarn, and originally it was white. Originally it was a white yarn, but I dyed it up with some brown and tan yarns, and I got this. It's not coming out quite true to color. It's a little bit more red in person. Actually, the color on the camera is kind of more what I was aiming for. But I'm hoping to have that as a nice linen top that I can wear with a summer skirt or a tank top or a dress on the beach when it gets a little bit cool, but still pretty warm out. The third work in progress that I have been working on this week, I just started, like this morning, and I am participating in Sock Madness, which is a competitive sock knitting competition. Yeah, a competitive competition. Yeah, well, you can see where my brain is today. I have a long weekend off of work, and I am totally taking advantage of it. And so this one is made on my cork sock yarn, which is, that's the colorway. It is Knit Picks Stroll yarn, and it is a gorgeous pattern, absolutely gorgeous pattern. The pattern is called Coffee Cantata, and I could not be more in love with it. This is the second and last round of Sock Madness, and I would be shocked, absolutely shocked, if I made it to the next round. I almost wasn't going to knit the socks, but I saw the pattern and I had to. It is so beautiful, and I cannot wait for them to be done. It's exactly the type of sock pattern that I love. It is definitely not a mindless sock pattern. You have to focus on it. It's got tons and tons of tiny cables, and most of the stitches are knit through the back loop. I'll just show it to you here. The sock pattern, I don't know how well you can see that, but I cannot wait for this to be done. So we'll see how that goes. And I do have one more work in progress, which I left in the other room, so give me just 1 minute to... Alright, so I made this out of a sheet that I bought at Salvation Army. I love the color. It's like a sort of golden beige. The light's not doing it so much justice, but it works. And on the bottom of the sheet, there's this hem. And I don't know if you can see that, but it has like shimmery squares. in it. There you go, a little bit. You can sort of see it. And I really wanted that to maintain its integrity. I wanted to use it on the bottom of a skirt or a dress, and I kept trying so hard to figure out how I could make that work, and I eventually decided just to do a really basic gathered skirt. So here's my skirt. This is still a work in progress because, as you can see, I have not attached the buttons. They are pinned here, and very soon they need to go here. I just did a really simple zipper closure. Also, I haven't hemmed up underneath the zipper yet. That will happen soon. But yeah, I'm very excited for this, and this one will definitely be done by my trip in about a month. So that'll be good. So that's my works in progress for these 2 weeks, and now we can move on to finished objects. Okay, Mom, if you're watching, now is your warning. Tune out, and I will tell you in the description when you can tune back in. Alright, bye, Mom. Alright, so for finished objects these last 2 weeks, I actually only have one. And this is also from the Sock Madness competition. It is the 5th round of Sock Madness. And for those of you guys that don't know, I guess I'll just explain Sock Madness a little bit. There are 7 rounds, and the first round you have to knit the sock within 2 weeks. That's all. After that, after you've convinced the moderators that you can knit a sock in 2 weeks, you get put on a team of about 50 people. And in theory, you knit at roughly the same speed as the 50 people on your team. And from there on out, every round, 10 people get knocked off. So during the second round, your team, everybody will knit the socks, and the first 40 people to finish from your team go on to the third round, all the way down. So by the time you get to the 5th round, only 10 people will make it from the 5th round to the 6th round. And I think I was 7 or 8. I am honestly very surprised that I made it as far as I did. My team was kind of middle of the road. We were sort of the middle for speed in terms of, there were 16 teams, I believe. But we'll see. This is the pattern from round 5. I'll just show it to you. These socks used some black Cascade, Cascade Heritage as the cuff that had to be a contrast cuff. It's just like a sort of pearl ridge. And then the rest of the sock uses Stroll Tonal from Knit Picks, and this is in the wine tasting colorway. I originally got this colorway for my mom because pink and purple are her absolute favorite colorways. So actually, now that I think about it, I'm probably going to have to put an alert in there because I know she doesn't like to see her gifts ahead of time, so I will probably put something in there in case my mom decides to watch this. But these are her socks. I had so much trouble with this pattern. It is all baubles, as you can see, and it took forever. I think the longest pair of socks that I have made for Sock Madness was definitely this one by far, which I think is part of the reason I was so surprised that I made it to the next round. And I don't find them that comfortable. I don't like the way that baubles feel on socks underneath my feet. So when I saw the pattern, I saw that it was a 72 stitch sock, which never, ever, ever fits me anyway. My mom's feet are a lot bigger than mine. So I just went up a couple of needle sizes, did the 72-inch sock, and added the baubles. I don't think she'll wear it under boots because she doesn't really like that feel either, but she definitely walks around in slippers a lot, and she did try them on with her eyes closed because she likes surprises. So I hope these work, and these are going to be my mom's Christmas gift. So yeah, these are the socks. The pattern, by the way, is Eisregen, E-I-S-R-E-G-E-N. And it's supposed to be modeled after the winter frost. So you have these sort of frost bumps coming up. The original sock was done in almost like an icy blue. So it definitely had that feel of being frosty. These ones don't. They almost look like grapes, which is good, I guess, because wine tasting. But yeah, there they are. Alright, so we can now start with the last segment, and I'm so sorry that the camera keeps cutting out. I'm having so many camera issues today, so we'll see if I can edit this out. Hopefully I can edit most of it out. But the last segment for today is going to be acquisitions, which is things that I have received in the past 2 weeks or so that I plan to use for general crafty purposes. And to start with, I got a couple of very basic things from the exotic Amazon. So first off, I got some new seam rippers, which are very exciting. It is a pack of 3. I got them on Amazon. Could never have enough seam rippers. Also related to sewing, actually, I think all of my acquisitions this week are related to sewing, which is kind of funny because only one of my works in progress. But second one is I got a zipper foot. I used to have a zipper foot and I don't know where it went, so I got a new one because I love zipper feet. And I actually sewed the zipper in my skirt without a zipper foot, which would have been so much easier to do with a zipper foot. So I got a new one. I also got a shower curtain. And this may not seem like the most exciting, but I do plan to use this shower curtain as a see-through section of some project bags that I want to make for my knitting. So hopefully that works out, and I will keep you posted on that. I also got 4 jelly rolls. And if you don't know what a jelly roll is, it looks like this. It's a roll of 40 strips of fabric. They all go together. Okay, here we go. The strips are 2.5 inches wide and 40 or 44 inches long, depending on what brand you get. And I have cousins that are starting to have babies. And so for every baby, I've been making a jelly roll quilt. If I can, I will add pictures of the old jelly roll quilts in here. But I've made 4 so far. And the most recent baby was born about a month ago. And she's adorable. I have not gotten a chance to meet her yet, but I will when I go to get the Cape this summer, so that will be wonderful. And her mom requested that her quilt match the nursery. I'm so sorry if the crinkling is happening. So one of the ones that I got was Tucker Prairie Jelly Roll, which has these 5 main colors in it. Her nursery is going to be like a navy, a mint or a teal, and like a coral, as well as a gray. And so I'm planning on doing a quilt pattern with this jelly roll. I'm trying to get all the pieces out. I have already opened this jelly roll, and I picked a pattern, but I adapted the pattern to work with the jelly roll, and I mapped out the pattern and everything that I'm going to need. I separated all of the fabrics into their different categories, so you can't really see all of the colors, but basically I have navy and dark blue strips in here, coral and pink in here, light blue and some purples in here, as well as mints and limes in this one. And the jelly roll had a couple of just purple, and they're not really doing purple, so I actually set these aside. I did order a little bit more of one of these colors and one of these colors to compensate for the fact that the pattern that I'm using is not a jelly roll pattern. And I will be adding in some gray as an accent fabric, so I'm really excited about that. If I can put a copy of the pattern picture up in the corner, I will do so. I don't know if I can, but I will try. This is my first time, so we'll see what the editing lets me do. But one of my other cousins is also expecting at the same time, and so I got a bunch of jelly rolls that I can use for baby quilts, because I'm sure this will not be the last time that I'm making baby quilts for this side of the family. So I got a Hallman Dot Pops, which is kind of like a jelly roll. None of these are actually jelly rolls. They're like, jelly rolls are only put out by Moda. So, but it's the same idea. So this one has a whole bunch of different colors that have dots on them. I'm trying to hold it so that you don't see the shining off the wrapping. And then this is the one that you already saw. This is Hello by Kaufman. It's the Kaufman fabrics. And it has a bunch of different colors. And this one is Southern Exposure Batiks. Looks like this. So all of these I picked because they have a lot of different colors. They work well for babies. None of the quilts that I have made have been particularly gendered. They're all bright and happy. They rely on some gender neutral colors, so I'm really excited. Probably not by the next time that I podcast, but probably the one after that, or maybe sometime in July, sometime this summer. I will go through these 3 jelly rolls here, and I have a bunch of different patterns that I could potentially adapt to be jelly roll patterns, but I need to sort the jelly roll strips and all of that, so I will sort them, I will choose which patterns I'm going to use, decide which one I'm going to do for the upcoming baby, and which ones I'm going to set aside. When I do my sorting, I'm also going to figure out if I need more fabric for those particular patterns, so that I can order that if I need to before these are discontinued. So I'm so excited about that. I cannot wait to get started on those. I do have another quilt top that you may or may not learn about at another time. I haven't worked on it this week. That I want to finish before I get started on this. But that one I'm planning to hand quilt, and these I machine quilt, so these will probably be done first. So yeah, thank you for coming and joining my very first podcast at Ladybug Laboratory. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you in about 2 weeks. Bye!